7 or something like that, and then your brain might start melting, but... And it's live!
Nope, I'm out.
What do you mean you're out? You can't just be out.
I'm out.
No.
Adam, you're now Mage ST. I wish you luck.
Oh fuck, I need to read up on Necropolis shit.
Come on! Nothing could go wrong. Jeez,
Apologize, Kim.
Huh?
Apologize.
I wasn't even mean.
The whole brain melting thing was pretty mean.
No, but that's like a thing. That's why they, like, if your fever gets too high, that's why they actually, like, in a hospital, if your fever gets too high, they just fill up a tub full of ice and water, and they just dunk you in there. Because at that point, they have to force your body to lower its temperature before your brain begins to melt.
Anyway, good evening, good afternoon. Oh wait, hang on. No, technically Adam is the ST now. Adam.
Oh my god.
Did you want to announce your title as ST and give it back to me?
Yeah, sure. Hang on. I'll just correspondence to the card back to you.
There we
Wait, Adam,
go.
no, first, before you do that, as ST, you have to make your character hella super powerful and then invincible so you can come with me on this trip. You gotta do it. Come on, do it.
Erite 7.
No.
Anyway.
Yes, it's yours.
I feel like Captain Kirk. Anyway. Kim, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, welcome to the exciting installment of Hong Kong House of Cards, where Kim is a gigantic dick. Anyway.
I wish I had one.
Hong Kong House of Cards?
Slap people.
Shut up, Adam. You don't need to... Science.
Surprise.
For those of you who may, in the future of posterity, watch this scene, I'm sorry for our existence. Particularly Kim. No one likes her anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. The scene... It's okay. She's from Louisiana. I'm pretty sure all she can do is, I don't know, talk to gators and have gumbo. But moving on. This evening's scene will be set, once again, in the Temple of 10,000 Happinesses. Ikiro, you have woken up from a lovely nap. It was a pleasant nap.
But was her brother there?
He's still asleep, probably.
Okay.
There may be some disentangling.
These characters are so horrible.
You're not wrong.
Where the dream... Was there a dream? Did she dream?
No. She normally sleeps a black and nebulous sleep.
Gorgeous.
Dreams are, after all, for those who are too weak or afraid to take what they want from life.
Sure enough. She'll probably get up and get herself something to drink, because I do have an addiction to feed.
That's fair. There will be a teenage boy physically chained in the corner of the room, with his eyes having been removed. His tongue having been removed and his mouth sewed shut.
I feel like this is you getting me back for the torment I put you through in Changeling.
They were loving their parents, and I felt like a monster.
Oh my god. Okay, you've made your point.
Oh no, I've got an entire scene to make my point. Kim, welcome to Children Wraiths.
Oh, come on. It wasn't even the full
Fine.
scene that I'd tormented you. It's just a part.
Fine. There will be no chained up child, because even my character is not messed up enough to do that in his own bedroom.
Could be an adult.
There will, however, be a decanter filled with deep red liquid.
Beautiful. Yep, and she'll fix herself a glass.
Okay. You proceed to drink. It's warm, but not directly out of vein warm.
That's fine. Afterwards, she'll probably get dressed and just kind of look around and see what's up.
You basically live in one of the separate buildings from the main casino, so there's not really much going on in here at the moment. You hear the pacing around as people go about their daily work. Like some of the bodyguards are probably pacing around, making on patrol routes. The serving staff will be middling around with kind of food and other accoutrements for the other bedrooms, etc. So basically, you have the day free, as it were. What do you wish to do?
Part of me wants to say I want to torment Tony, but that's just for my own shits and giggles.
Yes.
She'll actually probably call up Tony, though, for realsies and ask what's going on the other side.
See, I don't want to play your character, which is this is an issue that we may have.
Okay. Just think stereotypical hella mopey ghost who is just pissed at the world, and she realizes that she's never ever going to be reincarnated.
What is it with you and your own, I don't know, fucking sadomasochism towards your own characters?
Don't question it. It's something I'm still trying to figure out for myself, and it's not going well. It's one of those.
God damn it! I swear to Christ, this is a sex thing.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't like that sort of stuff. It's weird. There's so much grunting, and it's like. Ugh.
Anyway, Tony will, the Wraith will appear. Once again, she probably is physically shackled to an item. Kim, what was an item that was not? You have Tony's pendant.
I do.
That would be her fetter.
And she wears it very proudly wherever she goes.
Okay. The Wraith will appear, and there will be a flash of light through the fetter as the chain appears, and you can perceive it connected to basically a collar around her neck. You summoned me.
Anything interesting going on the other side?
Define interesting.
Must I? Shouldn't you know?
Well, I'm merely trying to be exact.
Don't be exact, then.
Fine. Things are perplexing. Apparently there's lots of entrances, or rather, new arrivals. However, people can't seem to reap souls.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but my brother came in right as you started speaking.
She says there's a glut of new arrivals that people don't seem to be able to reap, so they're just standing around, not able to do anything. We don't know why they can't be reaped, but it's a fact of existence.
Well, that sounds like something I can do. Thank you.
And she will kind of disappear back into the ether.
Sorry about that. He came into my room again. Apparently, we're trying to figure out dinner. Okay.
Ooh, what's for dinner?
Pizza.
Okay.
Homemade pizza.
Oh. I was going to say, if it was gumbo, you know that you'd completely just validated my entire stereotype.
Okay. Gumbo takes a lot to make. You gotta start it like kind of early in the day because you gotta let everything kind of like simmer together. Rushed gumbo is not good. So because it takes so long to cook, you usually don't have it too much. Jambalaya, on the other hand. But anyway, Southern cuisines can be talked about after we're not live.
Yes.
She'll kind of smile and get she'll probably find something in the room because it seems, if these people can't be reaped, I'm about to go and just make them my wraiths because why the fuck not?
Okay.
So she'll probably just grab a few items
Mm-hmm.
and get ready. First, because we have other people in this scene, I guess she'll stop by on her, her way to do all the stuff. She'll stop by the Etherite bar.
Hey, Daniela, you should totally come at least meet the new character, even if you don't want to even if you don't want to go to the Shadowlands. You can do that.
Yes.
We can do this. We can do this. Very well. Very, very well. Right. So, this is going to be taking place. So, this is the Thright Bar.
Yes.
All right. We can just say that after a long couple hours of searching through notes, maybe Danielle decided to walk by, saw that people were here, and decided to maybe get someone to drink or eat. So she'll be walking in. Are you guys already in the bar?
Sure. I'll be there being scoured at by half the bar.
Ikiro hasn't arrived just yet.
Okay.
It'll be a good night. Only half the bar is scouring at me.
So she might just be eating a sandwich with a soda next to her. Because alcohol and dementia don't go well together.
Okay, I need to go real fast. My teacher needs me to call her.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the fuck's about to happen, but I think I might be getting a job at the Hospital of Death, Cabrini. Lovely. But yeah, I will be right back.
Is that a congratulations?
Nice. Is that nice?
I'll explain it later. She's just like, give me a call. So anyway, yeah, goodbye. I'll be back in like a few minutes. Sorry.
But you two can converse.
Is it just me and him in the bar?
Yeah.
Weird stuff going on, eh?
Define weird stuff. My level of weird stuff's probably a lot higher than some other people's.
Well, horrific hallways, portals into the outside, strange cults, PMCs moving in on the streets.
Whoa, what?
Did I say people murdered in the streets out of character?
I didn't hear that quite right.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I'm not speaking clearly.
Out of character, I thought you said PMCs coming out on the streets. I'm like,
Yeah. Private military companies.
oh, okay.
Seems like there's these private companies starting to head into the streets because of all the chaos. And Danielle.
Yeah, no, not really all that, and not really all that weird to me. But okay.
And you are
Waits to see if anybody screams out his name with obscenities in the bar.
Fuck you, Carlisle!
nice to meet you, Carlisle. She'll say.
No.
Go die in a hole, you filthy coward rat!
It's actually a good night. I've been here an hour, and that's only the third insult I've heard.
Yes,
It's a good night.
that sounds pretty rough.
You get used to it.
She'll shrug. Yeah, I guess we're pretty adaptable beings, I suppose.
Yeah, they all hate you until they need you. Then they pretend to like you. And then they hate you until they need you again.
I don't quite know that experience, but it works for you.
Not really, but it's life.
If I may ask, like, what exactly happened?
I was young, newer officer, got in a battle. And over my head, I broke.
You broke.
I ran.
Well, I shrug and just kind of take a bite of the burger. Guess you're not the only one.
They don't particularly like when we do that.
It is what it is, I guess. Just gotta try your best and make up for it when you can. Welcome back, Kim.
Okay. So a very, very extremely pale woman will walk in. She's wearing she's probably wearing a suit. Tailored to her, but I'm not really sure how to describe the suit. It's not very formal, like her shirt's not tucked in or anything. In fact, it's just a pair of slacks and probably a dress shirt. The first couple of buttons are definitely not buttoned up, and her hair is pulled to the top of her head in a loose bun that is held with the little metal hairpin that's seen in the picture. She does have the tattoo as well around her eye, leading into her hairline. And like I said, she is extremely pale. And she also has a fan kind of sticking out of her pants pocket. She'll just kind of walk in and look around, and when she sees Carlisle, she just goes, "Ah, I remember you."
Greetings.
So is this the place where you all hang out?
From time to time to time to time.
Guess
Yes.
we need good burgers.
I've never had one.
It's not really all that great of a burger.
Go fuck yourself, Carlisle!
Are the
Go
burgers
learn
good?
to cook!
Are the burgers good?
Oh yeah, the burgers are pretty good.
I mean, they're really good burgers, huh? Shut a shrug.
Carlisle's just got to take shots back however he can. And how do you do it to a person running a restaurant? Insult the food.
Fair enough.
I don't believe I've met you, though. And she'll kind of walk over to Daniela.
No, I don't believe we have.
I'm
Daniela.
Ikiro.
Well, it's good to meet you. She'll extend her hand out to shake.
She'll take your hand for the shake.
Those sweet throbbing veins.
Yes, this is a person that's alive.
She'll actually do that. She'll just kind of glance down, and you know when you've got your hand in a handshake, you can just kind of like turn your arm slightly and see like their veins on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she'll do, and she'll get kind of really well. She won't get too close, but she will kind of flip them over so she can see them better, and she'll look at them for a moment before letting your hand go and say, "You must drink a lot of water."
Yeah, water is my favorite drink.
I love
Yeah,
people who
the-
like to drink
the-
water.
The elderly barman was like, because she's too cheap to buy drinks. Whoa! Yes.
That's actually
Probably
because
because your swill is so disgusting.
Danielle has
the
a look up.
mustache.
I wasn't the one who said it.
The mustache bristles to bristly mustache intensity.
Sorry,
Danielle-
I speak
Di-
several languages, but that's not one of them. Do you mind translating to English?
Women and his exact next words are women and poppycock.
Oh, sorry. Is it because you admit that women have better taste and swill than what's served here?
Oh
Danielle
my
just has
God,
her
Carlisle is just cracking up laughing.
Danielle just has her hand covering her mouth, and she's really trying hard not to laugh.
Oh, Carlisle is just cracking up. He's not even attempting to hide it.
Back in my day, we women knew their place in the home with the children. Now they think they have opinions and validity. Oh.
Back in your day, the day of circuit boards?
I don't know what that is.
Wait, you don't know what a circuit
No.
board is?
See, that might have been what happened in your day and age, back when the pyramids were still being built. But you need to get with the times now, unfortunately. Women are having a much higher standard than they are now. Or than they were then, I should say.
Damn. She said that's what Danielle says. Damn.
You get out, you're barred. He's pointing at Carlisle.
Holy shit.
Mostly because I can't bar her. She's very scary.
She'll give him a wickedly large smile, showing all of her teeth.
As a matter of fact, no one's barred. Why don't I just order us a round of drinks? Drinks for everyone, yes. Don't hurt me.
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
I feel that when my creator built me with the ability to feel pain, he was really contemplating existence. Oh, by the way, Kim, do you have Spirit Sight up?
More than likely, yeah.
He's a robot. He has no soul.
Which
Disgusting.
now totally the circuit boards comment makes sense, doesn't it?
Do I remember that this robot got blown up once?
Yes.
Gotcha.
He pulled himself together.
Literally, in fact. But yes, he'll go back to busying himself with busy work.
Jeez, and he didn't even bring you guys your drinks. How rude, eh?
Hmm.
What kind of bartender is that?
Once again from behind the bar. Go fuck yourself, Carlisle.
And Carlisle, swings his fingers up like conducting it and mouths the exact words he says.
She just Daniela just shakes her head, just smiling.
Learn a new line, tin can.
Quite the savage there, Ikiryo. Those some good comebacks.
I'm afraid I'm not very much in tune with the slang here. Savage?
I'll be back in a few minutes, guys, for the record, so just continue role-playing.
Savage is kind of a term from the internet. It basically means that you're really good at, like when someone insults you, you can really give some nasty... Hang on, out of character, Adam's brain just stopped working. I'm going to go on Urban Dictionary.
I love Urban Dictionary.
Basically
it means when you're
say very, you know how to really say hurtful things in such a way that gets someone to kind of be quiet, if that makes sense. It's complicated.
I see. How odd.
Yeah. Well, the world is pretty odd.
Indeed. So, Miss Danielle, what do you do here?
I just go to the university nearby and try to learn what I can.
Is that all?
For now, yes. I mean, there are some other things, but let's just say I tend to get caught up in things that I didn't expect to get caught up in, if that makes sense.
Did you ever have any fun with your life?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
I will point out, at this point, every light in the building will actively flick on and off and flicker. As the room goes dark for a split second, seated right beside... Kim, did you sit down?
No, she's probably not sitting down. She is definitely very oddly close to Daniela.
Okay, in that case, Daniela, because Kim mightn't perceive this, but Daniela certainly will. Standing directly behind Kim, when the lights flick on again after 2 or 3 seconds of being off, you will see this individual dressed exactly as they are, in the coloration that they are.
Oh, jeez. She kind of just has her, she like jumps for a second because she didn't expect that.
And Carlisle doesn't even move. He just takes another sip from his flask.
Well, no. If you want to be a cool cucumber, roll your willpower, because that's scary as balls.
It's fucking scary.
It's going to be difficulty. It's going to be difficulty 8 because have you ever gotten a jump scare in the cinema? Just literally, it's something that's so sudden and so unexpected it scares the bejesus out of you.
Once.
Okay.
Literally only once, and you know when it was. You remember
What?
that scene in? You remember the scene in Independence Day?
Oh yeah.
You know exactly what scene I'm talking about too, don't you?
Yeah,
To be fair, in most movies, they lead up to the jump scare anyway, so you know it's coming. Here, the lights literally just turned off, and then when they came back on, there was somebody just standing there.
Sorry,
Okay, you don't necessarily jump, but you're like, oh, okay. Your eyes go wide for a moment, but you manage to maintain your general sense of calm.
And he takes a sip from his flask.
What's the problem, Miss Daniela?
She'll just kind of say, She'll kind of point to the person behind you. Behind you.
She'll turn her head.
This is Marisu. He is Marisu is is probably the most senior of all of the wraiths. She was killed by the sword that your brother carries centuries ago, and has just kind of stuck around. So she's like the most senior of the servants of Oblivion that are in your family's employ.
Oh, I know her. She's fine. How are you doing this morning?
She will bow and she will say, "I am well, sister to my master. I assume that you are also well."
I am indeed. And she'll return the bow, though it's not as deep or as long as hers.
Mm-hmm. She will say, "My apologies if I have upset your company."
Just unexpected, that's all.
Carlisle takes a sip from his from the flask again and does that, three finger wave off like. Eh.
But yes, it is interesting nonetheless. I do hope that you have found yourself well. I was led to understand that you might require my attention. Or rather, to paraphrase your brother, make sure that she doesn't get into anything too troublesome. I am engaged all day and do not wish to be disturbed.
Simply because he said he didn't want to be disturbed, she's going to send him a poke over the mental link.
You will get back a very slight sigh.
It'll be kind of like a little wave of happiness, kind of like a smile, just kind of like a haha.
Basically, the mental impression you will get back is as literally as you can mentally get to the South Park. But she will clasp her hands behind her back and she will say, "My name is Mataran Nohaga Ichi. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Who is she speaking to Akiro, or?
Both of you. Well, both of you two, because she knows who Ikiro knows who she is.
Yeah, oh, okay, fair enough. Just to say, good to meet you. I'm Daniela.
Carlisle.
Yes. One assumes this is the first time you're ever meeting someone who is dead.
Me meeting somebody that... No, I've met quite a few.
Ian, has your character ever met a wraith before?
Yes. Last scene.
Oh, yeah. To Daniela, then, she'll address that question.
She'll say, "Yep, I think this is the first time."
Well, congratulations, you bought it better than most. Your pants are still not soiled by your own defecation.
Stomach's a bit upset, but I guess I'm proud of myself on that front.
She will casually shrug.
But, seems I'm just gonna... If you need anything from me, I think I'm gonna go back to eating.
She'll kind of kneel down and she'll say, She'll pass her hand over and her hand will go through the food. As in, straight through it, like ghostly through it. There's no substance to it. That's interesting.
No substance?
No. Well, no spirit, no essence. It was created via the use of magical proxy. It's not real.
Like I said, they need to learn to cook.
Maybe. Do I feel like I'm being filled up?
Hmm?
Do I feel like my stomach is having stuff being digested and stuff like that? Or?
Oh, yeah, no. You assume that what she means is, if you want to think of it from a technomancer's perspective, it's like how in Star Trek they use replicators to create their food. But the question, if asked from a metaphysical perspective, is if there is a spirit of the food, does that food possess the spirit if it is just replicated into existence?
Ah. And she'll say, well, I don't know about that, but seems to be satisfying my nutritional needs, sort of.
Once again, she'll shrug and she'll say, that's interesting. If it helps, you aren't scheduled to die for quite a period of time, Miss Daniela.
She kind of just has a not bad face and nods, and it's definitely clear that she's not sure how to take that. And she'll say, that's good to know.
She'll stop, and she'll kind of cork her head to the side. She says, though I would look out for that train.
A train?
Yes,
What train?
the train.
The train. What's the train?
The train that you should look out for.
This is what they call us. This is what they call a circular conversation.
She'll just
Coincidentally, hey Kim. Kim, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
You know that she's just fucking with her?
Yep, Ikira's just kind of standing there with a slight smile on her face. She's thinking.
she'll just kind of look at her and just kind of take a note of that in her notebook and then put it back in her jacket pocket. Or in her jacket pocket. I guess I'll keep that in mind.
May I ask a boon of one of you?
Depends on what it is, I suppose.
You can always ask. We can always refuse.
Would one of you mind procuring me an offering of whiskey? Or some other spirit?
He'll hold out the flask.
Most generous. She will pass her hand through it again, but you see basically instead of last time, there's a slight golden aura that runs up her arm to her wrist, to her shoulder, to the center of her chest. Many thanks.
Good stuff, eh?
I don't taste it, it's more the fact that it is offered.
Yeah, cool. Oh, I can tell you, it's good stuff.
She will look at Akiko and she'll switch to Japanese and she'll say, these guys Jin really are quite ignorant.
She'll just kind of chuckle and nod her head before replying back in Japanese. Of course, but I suppose it's kind of left to us to help them understand.
Is it playthings that you seek, mistress or sister of my master?
Always. I rather like the one with good veins.
Do you wish me to take her for you?
No. We'll earn her trust in time.
As you say, sister of my master. On a side note, hi Mitchell.
Hello.
How are you doing, sweetheart? You do good?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. We are gathering our little congregation at the Etherite Bar before we go on to places elsewhere. Bellic will enter the room. Bellic, immediately, as you enter the room, the first thing that hits you is, holy crap, there's a dead person standing in the room.
She'll look at Bellic and just kind of wave with a smile.
Bellic is confused.
Daniela kind of has a look over to Bellic like, yeah, I don't know either.
She will bow very respectfully when Bellic enters and she will say, it is agreeable to see you again, Master Tiva. And Mitchell went away. Sad.
Dang.
No.
Kim, Judy, we must summon Mitchell dance.
The fuck? I'll
It's
have
like
a
a
dance.
rain
For that.
dance.
I don't dance.
You can
Get
dance
Adam
if
to
you
do
want
it.
to.
I can't leave my friends behind.
I know they're
That's a
eating.
lie. You were planning to leave your friends behind in the Shadowlands.
Look, those aren't my friends.
Not wrong. Also, if they can't step sideways, they need to get good scrub.
I mean, stepping sideways that's a lot of spirit, to be fair.
Spirit 3.
Or dimensional science for you etherites. Well,
No, actually, I don't think the Aetherites know dimensional science. That's a
you know,
void.
they don't call it dimensional science. I mean, more for like you technocrats out there. Anyone who you know
Mitchell has returned to us.
yes.
Apologies.
No worries. She bowed to you and she says very respectfully, "It is good to see you again, Master Tiva."
Have I met this person before?
Not that you know of, no.
Okay. And a pleasure to meet you as well. And Bellic will return the bow.
Oh, my apologies. When last you and I encountered each other, you would not necessarily have seen me.
Ah, forgive.
It is quite forgivable. When you had your altercation in the coffee shop with the changelings, I was close by.
Ah,
My master, I must protect him after all.
Is that what
No.
they're called? Changelings?
She'll nod and she will say, "We would call them Hessian, sister of my master."
But my apologies, Mr. Bellic. I did not mean to interrupt. I hope you can forgive me.
no, it's perfectly fine. Please continue.
That is all.
Needless to say, the master holds Mr. Bellic in very high regard.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
She said, needless to say, the master holds Mr. Bellic in very high regard.
This is lovely to hear. I
She will
am
nod.
praised.
Sorry, what was that, Mitchell?
I am pleased with this praise.
She will look at Akiro again, and she will say, "You were questioning your wraith servitor earlier as to the current nature of engagement in the Shadowland. Or sorry, she would call it the Land of Jade.
Indeed, I was.
There appears to be some kind of issue with spirits incapable of being brought out of the shroud and having their fetters remain, etc. They are trapped, in essence, and we do not know why.
Hmm.
Many hundreds, as a matter of fact.
Does sound like quite an adventure. We should figure that out.
If
Does
you
anyone wish to
this is-
join?
If there are
Sure, I got nothing better to do today.
Sorry, continue, Mitchell.
if there are problems, I will assist where I am able.
Wonderful. And you, Miss Daniela?
Oh, me?
Not accompany us?
I have a lot of things to do today, a lot of research to be done. Wish you guys luck.
You do not wish to go on field trip?
She'll say, by the way, Bellic, you know about Daniela's accusations, right?
Bellic knows nothing
Okay.
in character.
I thought you were there when the bishop came and talked about it.
I don't believe so.
Evan?
Mitchell also, no.
Oh, okay, never mind then. She'll say, I think until some things personally going on get settled, I think I'm just going to take things easy.
Very well.
Well, nice seeing you again, Bellic.
And yourself. Stay out of trouble, you hear?
I am really trying to do that, she says.
Okay.
I'm sad
The
you
way-
won't join us.
Sorry, continue, Kim.
Ikiro is just kind of saying, I'm sad that you won't join us, Miss Daniela.
Perhaps another time, but she'll just write her number on a piece of paper. Maybe another time. I'll give it to you.
Indeed. You should come over one day for tea.
She'll kind of have a not bad face and say, sure.
Wonderful.
Tea sounds nice.
She'll take your number, or the piece of paper with it on it offered. Well, she won't give her own, though. She'll just kind of put it in her pocket with her fan.
That's fine. She doesn't particularly care either way.
Are you sure that you won't join us?
She nods.
Okay.
Kim, are you thinking to do what I think you're going to do?
Maybe?
Okay. Okay.
I'm thinking.
You are
Really?
the only ones currently in... Okay, I will say this now. You are the only ones currently in situ in the Etherite bar. In theory, the floor on which you stand is not connected and not the same surface as the floor behind the bar. You can see this. The floor is a suitable receptacle.
Yes, but she wants to make friends with Daniela first. I don't think this would be a good way to make friends. You know what? She'll actually just ask her brother. She'll just kind of be like, Brother, do you have a moment?
Not particularly.
Wonderful. To make friends, is it a good idea to drop them into the land of Jade after they have decided that they don't wish to?
If you could mentally receive a troll face. His response would be probably not the best course of action in order to make friends. However, if you wish to see how a mouse runs through a maze, rather excellent. In the long term, it's up to you, my dear.
Okay. I do hope your business goes well.
He will basically what he will send to you is essentially the Japanese equivalent of filthy Russian Putinesque filth.
Beautiful. Slaughter them all. Okay.
Awesome.
No, I don't think that would be good. She won't.
Okay, cool. But in that case, the Wraith will shrug and she will say, in that case, we should find a more enclosed space to open the port.
Indeed. I am rather new here. Does anyone else have any spots that they believe would be ideal?
Ideal for opening a portal?
Yes.
Is there a role I could make, Evan?
Intelligence cosmology?
Do I have cosmology? I don't believe so. Maybe that'll be next downtime.
Thank you.
He's just dangling it there going, hello, I'm so friendly.
No, I don't have cosmology, so don't worry about it. Daniela just shrug. Fortunately, I don't know. Still new to all this.
Anyone else, perhaps? As I said, I'm new here.
Let me think.
Anyone would know, probably Bellic.
I'm trying to figure out my dice pool and I'm having to do a lot of scrolling for it.
It's okay, Mitchell. You can scroll if you want. Because Daniela, she very nearly opened a portal that encompassed the floor and dropped you into the Shadowlands.
Difficulty standard?
Difficulty standard.
Danielle will probably just be like, not again.
4 successes.
What were you making a roll for, dude?
I was gonna use the same roll unless I need to alter the roll for intelligence cosmology.
No, absolutely, that's fine. You basically just intellect cosmology. You know that the right for start, it's called the Shroud or the Veil, not the Gauntlet when you deal with Shadowlands, and it's probably weaker around cemeteries, and there happens to be a relatively famous old cemetery within about it's called the Makeith Cemetery within about 10 minutes walk of Club.
Okay. I will convey this information as well as Alex English will allow.
Congratulations, you get slightly above the Google Translate version of what I just said.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, now on an OOC question, Adam, do you want to keep playing in the scene? Because I'll totally
No,
just like.
No, I'll hop out. I mean, Danielle will bow out. She's probably almost finished her food anyway. That's all I watch.
Okay, as long as like you're okay, because I don't want to leave you out.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. She denied for a reason.
Okay. So she'll clap her hands and say, "Okay, well, come along, my little party. Let's go. Nothing can go wrong." And then she heads out and starts heading to the cemetery.
The Wraith will calmly ask you as it leaves the premises, "Do you wish to walk, sister of my master? Or would you care to take more fitting transport?"
Let's go with a more fitting transport.
"As you wish, sister of my master." As you see the being walk, you see its shape physically change until it becomes that of a young man, probably in his mid to late 20s, quite muscular and Caucasian as opposed to Asian. And from where he's standing on the road, because he's standing on the roadside, one of those large yet decorative rickshaws will appear.
He's a rickshaw in Dublin.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
In theory, it's big enough to seat all three of you.
Okay.
Or it's enough to seat two people if Akira wants legroom.
No, she will be nice to her guests, even though one of them yesterday blatantly said that they were not to be trusted.
Oh, yes. They did that, yes.
Mm-hmm. It's very tempting to give him reason.
All right, so she will proceed to pull, or he will proceed to pull the rickshaw along quite happily, as if there was no weight in it at all, running rather quickly. You have time to converse if you'd like to converse as the rickshaw trundles along.
So what is the nature of our journey again?
We are to see why the newly created wraiths are not being reaped.
Hmm.
It is very concerning.
It sounds very concerning.
Indeed. Besides, who wouldn't want to travel to these lands? What do you call them again? Shadow lands?
This is very interesting place.
I will put out, Bellic, because you come from an Asian tradition, or you come from an Asian subsect of society, you would probably also be more comfortable calling them the lands of Jade.
Given his background, he may or may not actually refer to it as the lower world.
That is also true. So many different words for the underworld.
Indeed. I'll be right back. I have to go bring my dog back outside.
Okay, I will wait for Kim to get back. The goat, actually, you know what? As she's pulling the rickshaw along, the wraith will say to Bellic, So, did you honestly think that those creatures were going to attack you yesterday, Mr. Bellic? Actually, no. She'll continue to call you Master Bellic.
It seemed likely that the situation could turn in such a fashion.
She will nod, and she was. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I worry not that they would have succeeded, merely that they would have attempted.
You said that you had interacted with them in the past. Is that the case?
Certain numbers of them.
Were they more reasonable then?
The individuals that I met were quite reasonable, yes.
It would seem as though these were devoid of reason.
I would agree.
I struggled to comprehend the concept of debts owed in ages past passing from father to son. That is an alien concept.
It is very strange. It is occasionally the case with very, very heinous crimes or heinous debts among people, but it's virtually unheard of among.
She'll nod and she'll say, do you know what the debt was, as a matter of fact?
I do not actually.
Fruit.
Really?
Yes.
That is preposterous.
They were willing to fight and possibly die over fruit and incense.
That is infuriating.
There's another nod as he continues to follow along the rickshaw, and he'll say, "I found it very. I can accept that different cultures value different things. However, to lay down one's life and the possibility of the breach of all that the various different peoples hold dear for a pack of oranges and some halfway expensive incense is rather unnerving as a concept to me."
I might be able to understand it if indeed the debt is as old as they say, but only then.
Yes. There's another casual shrug. Has Kim returned?
I have. Yes.
Okay. He will stop as you arrive at the outer gates of a rather old, crumbling granite wall. There's a large set of double wrought iron gates over which loom two great gargoyle-like lions that overlook you. And you find yourself at Mackneath Cemetery.
Oh, such a beautiful place. Don't you agree?
It's quite lovely.
Indeed.
This will do well.
When Akiro goes to step out of the palanquin, the wraith will step forward and politely bow and physically scrunch themselves up so that they can basically use her as a step to get down.
She won't even bat an eye. And we'll just step down on them.
She will continue to lay there as the others step off.
Bellic will say, "Thank you very much."
Do you step on her back?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't appear to bother her.
Yeah, Carlisle.
When Carlisle goes to do it, however, she will stand up and she will say, "In my culture, it is considered only those whom we trust do we allow to even see our backs. And you have said that you do not trust us." Master Bellic here has proven himself to be a trustworthy and stalwart companion to my master. You disparaged us. I'm curious why.
I have my reasons.
Very well then. Once again, there's a casual shrug as she walks, and she will stand. She'll bow her head as she walks to Akiko. Sorry, to Akiro, and she'll not turning her back on her, basically walk around her in a circle until she's standing about 2 or 3 paces behind her with her head to the ground, with her head facing the ground. The traditional kind of I am submissive pose.
She'll nod her head and head on inside the cemetery.
It is a very peaceful place. I've actually been here in real life. The graves here are very, very old. Many of them belong to families that have long since died out. However, you will notice at one corner of the cemetery today there is a funeral going on. So there are a number of mourners gathered around an open coffin as a priest eulogizes. But many of these graves are 200 or 300 years old. You see the writing has long ago been eroded off them, etc. However, there are still the distinct notations of Christian crucifixes, crosses that hang and that display their iconography. Many different faces of seraphim, weeping angels, and the crucified Christ stand around you on all sides. It is a place rich with death energy. Kim, you're right at home here.
Yay! Oh. Is there anything that anyone would like to say or do before we go?
Bellic will reach into his robes. Not wearing the sky blue tracksuit today, thank God. And
I did love it yesterday. Picture getting Scarlet in the tracksuit.
he'll open his flask and whisper in Odu, "Thank you for allowing us passage," and pour a little bit on the ground before closing his flask back up and putting it away.
Ooh, interesting question. Do you infuse quintessence into it or do you not?
I do not.
Okay. That's fine. I said I would ask.
Normally, it's a thing that he would do, but he's had to heal people, and he's taken Paradox, and he's got a familiar to keep up with, and I don't have access to a node, so quintessence is a little hard to come by.
Hikiro could help you.
Yep. If she knew, but
But very so. Yes, Kim. Do you want to open the? Do you wish to throw open the gateway?
it would probably be best to do the few spells that I need to set up first before we head in.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna do Spirit 3 to make myself and Bellic look like spirits.
Okay.
I mean,
That will be Spirit 3. It'll be coincidental, so it'll be a base difficulty of 6. You're adding one more person to it, so it's base difficulty 7. And what are you using as foci, custom foci, and all that jazz?
She will be using. I'm tempted to just get her brother to stick his hand out. But no, she will be using her fan as a foci.
That's fine.
And I'll probably be rolling like intelligence esoterica to help that difficulty.
Okay. Roll me intelligence attack and static diff.
And actually,
You only get to do that if you leveled up. Have you leveled up? I think no.
I have leveled up.
Congratulations, Kim. You are now scrub level 2.
Evan?
You have learned a new ability called Get Good. Continue. Yes,
Evan.
Ian.
I will be doing the same. I will be using the alcohol, aka spirits, in my flask as a foci,
Do what?
making myself appear to be a spirit. It's Spirit 3.
Okay. Are you okay? Roll me an intelligence wraith lore before you do that.
I do not have Wraith Lore.
Okay, then roll me intelligence spirits. The difficulty will be 9.
Spending willpower.
Have you denoted the willpowers that you've been spending? You popped 2 willpower yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just let me know when you guys are done, or what results you guys get, etc.
Does my intellect spec in Wicked Bride apply?
Yes.
Well, I got 1 success.
Okay. You're not exactly sure, but you know that wraiths your character has not been initiated into the Shadowlands, aka you've never been there, you've never actually really interacted with it. But you know that wraiths are somewhat different in terms of how they resonate than ordinary spirits, and you're not exactly sure how to reproduce that. It would be the exact same thing if Kim wants to make herself look like an umbral spirit. Actually, no, because Kim looks like something terrifying to umbral spirits. Hashtag that Nephilim bonus, yo.
Alright, never mind then.
Also, you're an etherite, dude. You know you can't just use foci. Your practice doesn't work by using mystical things like I'm going to use alcohol or I'm going to use this, that, and the other. You actually have to make devices or do something to garner the effect.
Unless he has the scientific mystic or technocy side.
It's basically the techno mystic merit, which I don't think it does.
It's scientific mystic, so you can incorporate mystical instruments into your works because you can.
That's if you have the merit though.
Yeah,
and I believe that's a 5-point merit.
It's 3.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking if it was 5, that's way overpriced. Does Daniela have it? I think she does.
Yep, she does. She has the Technosy version though, which is basically she can incorporate technology into her practice.
3 using a focus, so my diff was 6. Go down to 3 because I got 2 on my esoterica, and I'm using my fan. Sad times. Only 2 successes.
You can continue the caster.
Yep. So Bellic, she's just kind of waving this fan as she kind of slowly walks around you, just so you know.
If it helps, there's a delightful breeze.
Okay, and that is another 2 successes. Am I gonna need more? Hello?
What were you saying, Tim? Sorry?
I got 2 successes. Is that enough, or do I need more?
I think that's enough. Yep. So basically, Bellic, if you are looking at yourself through Spirit Sight, your aura becomes ghostly pale. It looks exactly like the Wraith, as does Akiro's. Oh, by the way, if you're looking at Akira through Aura Sight, she has the exact same kind of... It's a brilliantly clear aura, but it's got like dark ripples to it, the same as her brother had. It's a really weird looking aura.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you'll notice your own aura goes pale white, and so does hers.
Interesting.
Woo!
Pookie.
Yeah. Okay, so in that case, is that all you wanted to put on, Akira, or do you have other effects you want to activate?
Nah, I think this will be fine.
Okay, in that case, the gauntlet, or the gauntlet rating, the veil rating here is going to be 4.
Oh, fuck.
This is an ancient place of death.
Okay.
Plus, Bellic rolled like 4 or 5 successes when he wants to find a good place to step sideways.
Thank you, Bellic. We love you. Okay. Then yeah, she'll pretty much.
I'm just like to point out though, yesterday when we were in the changeling scene, myself and Mitchell were sending messages back and forth to each other because we had a mental link at that point, and all I was thinking was, Jesus Christ, Bellic's ready to break a foot off in someone's ass.
Bellic is changing slowly. Maybe not so slowly.
Bellic's changing kind of hella fast.
Yeah.
I feel like though this is kind of the path that Bellic was always meant to take, just that he couldn't take it until now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But sorry, continue, Kim. So the shroud rating is 4.
Okay. I have 2 successes to create a portal.
Okay. For those of you, yes, you basically describe what you want to do.
Okay. She will dance slightly. Not so much dancing as she has this fan open and she's kind of swaying in the wind. Or with the wind, should I say. And eventually, as she channels her magic and gets it all, she channels it through the fan and she'll stick it out in front of her and slowly slice it down as she slices with her fan through the wall, I think it's called. And it opens. Pretty much just kind of tearing it open. Just not so much in the girl sense.
As I've said numerous times, I think of Mitchell as a real life girl.
Indeed.
But yes, the first thing that immediately strikes you guys is the cold. Oh, it's cold. As in, I'm gonna chatter and buckle with. Okay. You know what, Adam? As I've said, I will be the Geralt storyteller 2018. Your knees start to buckle, your teeth start to chatter. The liquid in your eyes for a split second freezes until you eventually overcome it. You stare into the void, the black landscape, the murk of death, and then you step through. The portal snaps closed behind you, and you stand in a twisted, nightmarish version of this graveyard, almost as if it had been drawn by Tim Burton. The figures, the graves elongated, the trees narrowed to their cores, great sweeping branches, twigs and nails and other hard shards. There is no light coming from on high. There is just the pale luminescence of the ground itself, though you can see by it. Everything appears stark, everything appears gaunt, everything appears hollow. You see the wraith you see Matsuo standing in front of you. She's still glowing her faint green hint as she bows and she says, "Welcome to the land of Jade."
So nice to be here again.
As you say, sister of my master.
Would you not agree?
I live here, sister of my master. This is coming home.
I cannot argue with that.
Bellic, this brings back unpleasant memories, or pleasant memories, depending on your point of view.
Probably unpleasant. Alex never really adjusted to the Shadowlands yet.
Yes, you wrap your you wrap your robes around yourself for warmth. You feel them buckle under the cold, but they provide you with some solace. Ian, please make me a willpower roll, as this is your first time coming into the Shadowlands.
Permanent willpower score? Or?
Yeah, unless it's really always permanent willpower score. There are only 1 or 2 things to say points. It's going to be difficulty. Sorry, just give me a second. going to be difficulty 8. Yeah.
I've got a success.
Okay, you don't piss yourself. You are, however, very shaken.
Mhm.
Just roleplay accordingly. Interestingly enough, you are alone in the graveyard, with the exception of a single individual floating in midair, where the funerary procession itself was earlier.
Well, that looks like a big sign to go talk to that person. So, Akira will just kind of smile and say, "Ah, seems we have our first guest to speak to."
Very
They
well.
appear to be robed in white, and they have the white. Basically, it is a. It's like a symbol on a piece of paper that's stuck to their forehead.
Ooh. Okay.
Very calmly, Matsuo will say, "This is a wraith is yet to be reached. So it is that they still cling to the vestige," she'll say, pointing to the piece of paper. In theory, a Reaper should be along present.
What happens if they are not?
She'll turn and she'll say, "They are. There is no not. It merely takes them longer sometimes than others."
Long enough to where hundreds of wraiths have not been reaped?
No, never so long.
Are there not hundreds of wraiths that have not been reaped?
There are. But that is not due to the lack of concerted effort by the Reapers.
What is it of?
At this moment, by the way, the cast iron gates, which in this reality are closed, swing open, and you see a figure very slowly march into the graveyard, who literally looks like the Western idealized, emphasized version of the Grim Reaper. So he has a scythe over one shoulder. He's covered in robes of black. He's wearing black. His hands themselves look like they are black gloves, and you cannot see beneath his cowl. And he will very slowly start to make his way towards the person in question, towards the hovering spirit above its own coffin or its own grave.
Thank God, I thought it was going to be Gravedigger you were going to describe for a moment. I was scared.
No. He may or may not be in the Shadowlands.
We'll have tea. That'll be great. So Akira will just kind of wait and watch and see what happens.
Yeah, even you know that it is a very bad idea to get between a Reaper and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Reaper will basically, does anyone attempt to interpose themselves between him and his quarry?
Hell no.
I just like the hell no there. He will stop and he will he will say, in a voice that sounds like whispered silk mixed with nails on a chalkboard, he will say, outsider, rather. Why are you here?
I am curious as to why there are so many wraiths that have yet to be reaped.
But you are not the outsider.
True enough. She looks to Carlisle.
Same reason.
Very well. It will turn on its heel and will walk the extra few places until it stands in front of the individual. You can see it's an elderly woman, probably in her mid to late 70s, standing over the grave. She's dressed in a hospital shroud. Shroud, rather. My apologies. Cough, cough, and cough, cough. The Reaper will bring its scythe into the air, and you see the crackle of dark energy on the scythe, and then he'll bring it crashing down with an absolute delicate finesse of a surgeon as he goes to sweep away the remembrance, the thing covering its eyes. However, scythe passes straight through it. You hear him grind his teeth, from underneath the scalp, from underneath the cowl of his cloak, and he says, "Not another one." He'll raise it again, and he'll bring it down again and again and again, and every time his scythe will pass through it.
Dear Reaper, do you know what the problem is?
It is not here, but it is.
Roll into enigmas.
Okay.
You know what he said? Or what he means?
Yeah. If anyone wants, they can make me an intelligence check.
A what?
A what?
An intelligence check.
Oh.
Okay.
When my celestial... Nah, this is into enigmas. I don't think that would come into play.
Three successes.
3 successes as well.
What was the difficulty?
Standard difficulty, assuming you have the enigma skill. If you don't have the skill, you can't roll it.
I do have the skill, and I've also got 3 successes.
Okay, so hang on. It's 1, 2, and 3 threes, or 2 threes.
Everybody's got 3 successes.
Okay, excellent. That answers my proverbial question. When he says it's here and yet it's not here, well, in theory that could mean an awful lot of things. It's in the sense that you can physically see it, but he can't seem to interact with it. So that might mean that it is here on certain levels, but not here on other levels. It could be there, but not there, in the sense that, like, they say that a coma victim is still with us, but mentally speaking, they're not. So, but it's there, but he cannot interact with it for whatever reason. Coincidentally, I has a question. Do any of my player characters have the time sphere?
No.
Not me.
What is time?
I swear to absolute Christ, I actually don't think there are any mages in my game with time.
I'm working
Which
on
is,
I got 3
which I'm not gonna lie, is gonna end in very sad ways.
I'll learn it at downtime. It'll be fun.
I'm actually going to be learning it this month. So.
Okay. So there's nothing really else you can roll. You're not exactly sure why it is. What would you guys like to do?
Can we speak to the individual? Let me rephrase that. I'm going to attempt to speak to the individual. Alec will say, "Hello."
The Reaper will shake his head and he'll say, "The unreaped cannot hear you. They are too busy with their pain." That is what we cut away from them in the reaping, so that they can continue.
Okay.
Ooh, actual important question. Does anyone here have Prime and/or Prime Sight activated?
I have
I
Prime.
have Prime. I do not have Prime Sight active.
I think everyone has Prime here.
Okay. But no one has Prime Sight currently activated.
No.
Although that would be a good next step in the investigation.
Yes, it would.
So let's see what we can do about that.
Yeah, I'm going to. Actually, I think this should work. I am going, as a focus, I'm going to take out my cell phone, turn on the camera, and use it to focus as for prime sight.
That's entirely fair.
What's the difficulty on that going to be?
It's standard difficulty. It's going to be difficulty 4, but using custom focus or using focus difficulty 3 for all.
I'm gonna wait to put my prime sight up. Don't want to freak the Reaper out when everyone suddenly starts casting magic that doesn't seem to resonate with that of a wraiths.
2 successes.
He doesn't seem to care. He's very fixated at the moment. Okay, so you have 2 successes, so 1 into effect, 1 into duration. Mitchell, let me know when you roll.
Okay, give me just. Bellic will look into his shaman mirror and try to catch the reflection of this individual to activate his prime sight.
Okay, that's fine.
2 successes.
Same, 1 into effect, 1 into duration. All right, both of you can determine around this individual there is a very obvious magical, as in it has prime infused into it, effect.
Carlisle will look right at Bellic. You seen this too?
Da. It's very strange.
Well, do share with the rest of the party.
There is a thing. Some kind of ability.
Bubble?
Yes.
Okay, I will point out it's not necessarily a bubble. It's actually surrounding them in the sense that it's like a tube around them and tops off at their head. So it's essentially their entire body is enclosed in it and it's skin tight. If that makes sense.
Oh, it's like a test tube.
Yes.
It's preventing interaction. Excuse me, let me try that again without the yawning. It's preventing interaction.
That is definitely unusual.
It seems to have the essence of Windhorse within. I'll be right back.
At this point, she is going to go ahead and throw up prime sight so she can see what Zara's talking about.
Okay.
She will be using, probably, yeah, she'll just use her fan once more as a focus. Standard diff, so it's just sight, so that's 4 using the focus 3. Gucci. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll put... Damn.
Okay. You see exactly as I described to the others.
Okay, now with that activated, can I scrutinize it?
Define scrutinize.
She wants to see if there are any weaknesses in it that perhaps maybe dispelling it, or if she has enough power to kind of pull the wraith out of it, so to speak. Like, she's just trying to see, I guess, how strong the effect around it is and see if there are any weak spots.
Okay, roll me intelligence. Oh, actually, no. Roll me some more prime. Basically, try and judge the prime in the actual effect.
Okay, like just my straight up prime?
Straight up prime.
Well.
Well, no, roll your arete as dice. My apologies.
Okay, beautiful. What diff?
This will be... It'll be diff 3 because you'll be able to lower the diff, but it's going to be a prime 2 effect.
Okay.
You're basically gauging the potential.
Yeah. 2 successes.
You're going to need more.
More casting. Here we go. Okay. How many successes am I gonna need?
5 should do it.
Okay. Haha! There we go. 5.
Okay. Kim, taken on Soapful Bashing, and you are thrown about 10 feet backwards.
Beautiful. I love it.
It is it is incredibly powerful magic. As in, this is old, very old. Oh, this is powerful magic. Basically, from what the others will see, Kim will kind of quirk her head to the side. She appears to be concentrating. You know, she'll play with her fan or whatever else have you. And then, literally, it's like there's a flash of light from the where the woman is standing, and Kim is buffeted back into a tree.
Can I use cat-like bounce to stay on my feet? It looked like a mouse.
You know what? Yes, you can use your merit to do that because it's cool merit.
Okay, let me roll that Dex Athletics.
It's I think a -2 diff.
Yeah. 3 successes.
Nice.
Kim, you basically managed to, you're thrown up into the tree. However, you managed to grab onto basically one of the lower branches and drop yourself down. And you land in the cool anime hero pose.
Hello. Awesome.
But no, Kim, that is disturbingly powerful magic.
But now that she's looked at it close enough, if she were to see, perhaps, I don't want to say resonance, but that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Would she be able to see, kind of like identify the magic the next time she saw it?
Yes, and not only that, but you know the fact is that you know that it is something to do with time.
Beautiful time.
And then it clicks in your head. They're not here in the sense that they are here, but they're in the wrong time.
This was in the real world. Winkle would have came after all y'all. But she'll kind of brush herself off because that undoubtedly ruffled her shirt. How dare it? And then just kind of walk forward back over to the party.
You okay?
Oh, I will be in a moment.
The Reaper turns and starts to head back, and he'll say, This is the 17th today that I have come across alone.
Where are they?
They are all around. No one who has died this day can move on.
When did this begin?
He will contemplate, and he will say, Our time moves differently to yours.
In your time, when did it begin?
He'll contemplate, he will contemplate, and he will say, It began. Evan needs to actually check something. Give me a second. This began 2 days ago.
Do I need to roll something to convert that into living time?
No, he's doing that himself.
Thank you, Mr. Rick.
Reaper.
I'm odd.
But he will proceed to walk out of the cemetery. The gates will close behind him. You get the distinct impression you can open the gates, like they're not closed for a grand metaphysical reason. It's just that he was being polite and closed the gates.
Has she seen magic like this before? Or isn't it similar?
No, actually, hang on. Now that you people are here, you will basically, when Kim trips it, you will basically see scrolls of text written in a gold font appear around the outside and appear around the outside, swirling around the outside of the outside of the container in which the personage is held.
Is it a language that any of us speak?
No, it is a language that none of you speak.
Huh. That's odd. Okay.
Well, I know the languages in all of your sheets. It is a language. As a matter of fact, do any of you speak Greek?
Oh, no.
No.
I know someone who does.
You're gonna choke chain Tony.
Choke chain Tony.
You
Oh my
summoned
god,
me.
no Alex here. Oh no!
Oh, you have no idea of the connection
He
there.
has no idea.
Hi, Bellic.
Oh shit.
Hi, Bellic. I need to know Mitchell is there before I can continue. Mitchell!
Sorry, I vanished. The call of the ranch dressing was too much.
Beautiful.
What? What about ranch dressing?
The call of the ranch dressing was too much. I couldn't resist it. What did I miss?
What are you putting ranch dressing on?
I have a pizza crust, okay?
I'm okay with this. You're forgiven. Hi, Mitchell. I love you dearly, and what you do in character, you are completely justified to do in character. Oh, this is why I warned you.
This is beautiful.
Hey, Bellic, do you remember Tony?
Yeah.
You remember Tony?
Uh-huh.
Was Tony your friend?
She was pretty cool.
You see her appear as a spectral form, tethered and changed to Ikiro's. There's a chain that goes from a small piece of metal Ikiro is wearing around her neck to a chain around Tony's neck as she appears.
That piece of metal around Akira's neck is actually Tony's pendant that she used to wear. I love you, Mitchell.
Y'all making my life difficult. We're gonna file that away.
Is that going under the hell nope file for later?
Yeah. Remember that time that I wanted to kill Gravedigger for doing this to some random schmuck I didn't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When did I do it to some random schmuck you didn't know?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
It just the notion of it offended Bellic, but like this is somebody who knew. So we're gonna file that away because I as a player don't know how to deal with that right now. So I'm pretty sure Bellic is gonna be a little overwhelmed too.
Okay. She will pop up and she will say, for the record, like, it's pretty visceral. Was Bellic there when Tony died?
No.
Okay. You see her organs spilling out of her stomach, kind of levels of fucked up. The kind of, I am the perfect representation of I was the time I died.
Ew.
She will say, you summoned me, mistress.
Yes. Can you translate that for me?
It's derivative Greek, but I don't speak it. It's old. It's not exactly Greek, but it uses a similar numerical and littoral structure. I can maybe get you... Her eyes go wide. She says, no, I know one word. She'll point and she'll say, that word, right there, that's not so much a word as it is a constant or a name. That name is Kronos.
Evan,
Yes.
Is lettering in such a way that I could actually like type it into my phone? I mean, not send it or actually try to translate it, but just like
No, because if you've
copy
actually seen
down.
Greek written, they don't use the same alphabet. And
Okay,
also
is my
there's symbology here that is not going to be in any derivative translation. You could, in theory, sketch it into a notebook.
Can I, in theory, take a picture of it with my phone?
Is your phone designed to be able to take pictures of Prime?
Oh, good point.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
You could theoretically use the phone as a focus temporarily. Well, no, because then you need something else to fix the. Sorry. Go ahead.
Is cool, no worries. But yes, she'll say that is the name of the Titan Kronos.
Yes.
Curious. Thank you, dear. You're dismissed.
As you say, she'll proceed to basically melt back into the shadows.
I'm so sorry, Mitchell. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, I believe you.
I will point out of all the sus, I've heard Mitchell be sus before, but never like that.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, dude. Damn. Okay, since Tony pointed out the word that meant Kronos, does that mean if she sees it again, would she be able to identify it?
Yeah, if you saw it written again, yeah.
Actually, Evan,
Mm-hmm.
strange question for a moment. Kronos. Can I use any of the letters, or is it? Oh, it's not a lettering, is it? It's just a symbol. Okay, never mind.
For those of you who have an academics above 1 and an occult above 1, Kronos was a Greek titan. He was the son of the titan Uranus, and also he gave his name to chrono effects, which is the effects of time. So anything to this is why the official name for the study of time is chronology, for example. So there we go.
Mm. Oh, shall we take a look at the rest of the wraiths?
Carla will just nod.
Certainly.
Mitchell has become one with the ranch dressing.
It's
tasty,
okay.
He will. Okay, you guys will proceed to walk towards the cast iron gates of the cemetery, which will open as you advance towards them with a creaking sound of rust and ages past. As you walk under the lintel that no longer has readable words and just appears to be spider webs made of metal and blackness. You walk out into a twisted version of the city, a nightmarescape where everything is too long or too wide, where the buildings are not exactly straight and everything looms over you, regardless of how tall it may in fact be. You will start to see wraiths walking amongst the buildings, doing what you assume, or what Kim will know, is their daily business. Some of them are selling, some of them are buying, all of them using the wraith coin and currency, which here appears to be Stygian coins with old Irish heroes and great Irish names stamped upon their backs. They are exchanging them now for goods and services. However, you do see many unreaped wraiths here, there, and everywhere, and a number of confused reapers who are constantly attempting to reap souls and do not seem to understand why they can't.
Can we go up to one of the wraiths. So whoever looks really knowledgeable, I guess to put it in a way, that just kind of looks like they would know something.
There is a wraith seated in a carriage who the others are bowing to and speaking to, but you can't see what he looks like because he's kind of hidden under the carriage roof.
Beautiful. Just who I needed. She will kind of make her way over and will bow, but she will make it noticeably not as deep or as long as everyone else's.
And what is it that the living require of me today?
Fuck this dude, no, I'm living.
He has his ways.
I was curious to know if you had seen anyone alive walking around here of late.
There's been no one visiting from your world, fleshling. None at all. As he leans forward, you notice the fact that he doesn't have a face that you can see. It's hidden behind a ghoulish mask. Kim, you know what that means.
Wait, can you tell me?
He's a masker.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Maskers are cool, whatever.
My name is Machminiman Machlur, head of the Maskers Guild. And who are you?
Shit got worse. Oh god. Okay. I'm Ikiro.
He'll quirk an eyebrow and he'll say, "You're the owl's daughter. That is interesting."
Ah, yes. How unfortunate that will always be what I will be called after my name.
For the record, basically, I tried to come up with it yesterday because I had to give the twins spirit heritage, and owl is the nearest spirit who they would have spirit heritage to, so they're now the owl's children.
Oh, I thought she meant Gravedigger's children. Okay, that's a lot better now. Okay.
Yeah, basically, the owl is one of the great. Actually, Mitchell might be able to say it better than I am because he knows werewolf a lot better than I do. But Owl is the patron of death in the underworld, isn't he?
I believe so, because I believe that's where. Isn't that Strider Totem?
Yep, that is the Strider
the silent Strider Totem. Yeah. But yeah, no, so he'll lean forward and he'll say, "And who are your friends? Come forward. Would you care to sit, perhaps? We could have some tea."
What? He would be lovely.
And step up then. You see he kicks open the carriage door without very much ceremony and he gestures for you to step on inside.
She will allow Bellic to go first and will of course introduce him. With some flaunt as well. This is Bellic. A great friend of mine.
I know who he is. You're he who slays metal monsters, are you not?
I am the same.
Well, I am joined by a celebrity.
And this is Carlisle.
A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Carlyle.
Bows his head. He's still a little shaken by all this, so he's quiet.
And he will hold out his hand. It's once again it's a black glove, but for Ikiro, so she can step up into the carriage proper. He'll say, "Would you care to remain stationary, or shall we drive and have our tea?"
Whatever my host would deem more pleasurable to him.
I should show you the necropolis of Dublin. It is a host's duty. He'll knock on the roof of his carriage and he'll say, "Samuel, prepare. We will depart." You hear a "Yes, Lord Masker." And with a kind of a joltering, shuddering start, the carriage will proceed to go. Lure will very calmly he'll basically move his hand, and from the shadow stuff that forms, a teapot will pop into existence that is piping hot and filled with tea, as well as 4 mugs, and he will pour you each a cup of tea. He will then, in order to show good faith, take the first sip. And you're not sure if that would hurt him, even if it was poisonous.
Thank you. And she will say his name because I can't, because that is a really, really long name.
Just call him Lair.
Thank you, Sir Lair. And she'll take a sip.
Okay, who here? Okay, you're taking a sip. Bellic, you taking a sip of your tea?
Bellic will wait for everyone else to take a sip, and then Bellic will take a sip. Mitchell knows this is a bad idea. Bellic doesn't know this is a bad idea.
Oh, this is a hella bad idea.
All of you feel really, 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 really happy. Like, not quite hyperactively happy, but you feel like you're having your wedding day levels of bliss.
I think that would be much more nervousness to some, but I got you.
Okay, well, like you basically picture the happiest day of your life and magnify it ever so slightly. But it only lasts for as long as you have the tea in your mouth, and when you swallow, you return to normal. I do hope you approve of the blend.
It is quite an intriguing taste. May I ask what it is?
Oh, sorry, my headphones apparently got pulled out when I moved.
Oh, she said it is, and asked if she could know the blend.
He will smile and he will say, I call it Secret Memories of Forgotten Love. What do you think of the name? I spent rather a long time on it.
It's a very good name. Very good name.
Excellent. See, he's both a hero and gracious. I approve of this combination, you know. So, you're here to do your investigation, I assume.
Indeed. We have found out a few things, yet not enough.
And what is it I can do to help you?
Well, you have already answered my more pressing question, and that was if anyone had come by. But I do have another one. This is purely a selfish curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a man, probably wearing Victorian clothes, with long white hair and an eye patch?
You mean Mr. Gravedigger?
Ah, indeed.
Of course, he is rather hard to miss. You get the impression he was going to say something else.
Please, you can speak freely about him.
Ah, he is rather hard to miss.
Trust me, I do know. What exactly has he done?
Not much of anything, frankly.
Really?
Hmm.
That is odd.
He occasionally hires our services. Nothing of any great regard or coercion.
Oh, that is good indeed.
I should think so.
How has business been?
Business is agreeable, as always. There are always those who seek perfection.
If it is fine with you, perhaps when I am in need of something perfect, I could call upon your services.
I am happy to be of service. There is always a price, of course. As I say, tea like this does not come cheaply.
Most certainly. I would never dream of taking something without giving in return.
Of course. I am curious, however, why it is that there is so much of your contemplates. He doesn't seem to actually know what he doesn't seem to really understand his next statement. He says, "Are you somewhat involved in the issues that we are having in reaping the dead?"
Me, personally, no. Whoever has begun doing this seems to have belief system rooted in that of the Greek mythos, which is something I do not have.
I have no idea. I merely wish answers. If this keeps up, we will not have long before we cannot continue to function, unfortunately. The Reapers cannot do their duty, which means everything will slowly grind to a halt.
Indeed. I will do my best to figure out what exactly is going on. Whatever magic is being used, it's quite old and powerful.
Well, that does not make me feel any better in the slightest, but I thank you for your efforts.
I tend to believe it is better to know the absolute, undiluted truth rather than to feel good about oneself. At least when it comes to matters like this.
One can understand.
So, and I apologize if I sound like a giddy schoolgirl, but I'm quite intrigued to see the necropolis.
We do our best to keep it tidy.
I'm sure of that.
Now then, if you will excuse me, he'll say as the coach draws to a stop. I am, however, unfortunately required at a meeting of the guild heads in order to discuss the current situation. I will let them know, however, that you have promised your services in the aid of us in this course. If you should prove successful, I'm sure some kind of reward can be arranged.
I thank you, and I do hope that I will be able to help you.
I'm gratified to hear it. The carriage will stop. You'll notice a kind of a hunchbacked figure drag its way out of the front of the carriage, jump down, and will open the door for you.
I'll smile and head on up.
Are people doing the out thing?
We are doing the out thing.
Hooray.
I'm doing the out thing. I don't know. I can't speak.
Awesome. You are both standing on a large street. The street appears to be cobbled in white stones. You see a number of wraiths casually going about their daily business on either side of you. Once again, there's at least one person on the street who the Reapers are attempting to reap, and they're just not seeming to be able to do it.
Harry said we were going to go get to visit the necropolis. That's all she cares about at this point now.
You're in the necropolis.
Beautiful.
The whole city is the necropolis.
She'll look over to Carlisle and say, I would suggest looking up. I've heard it is quite beautiful.
You'll look up.
Kim, you're a bitch. Oh, Christ. Bitch.
Wow.
Bitch.
I could. I'm sorry, this character is so horrible. I'm so sorry.
All the
Kim,
evil
don't lie.
characters.
Kim, you love it.
I do.
Okay. Hi, Ian. Hey, here's a question. Cinnamon Bun, you are there. Yes. Exist. Exist for me, Cinnamon Bun.
Oh, who, me?
Yes.
All right, what's up?
Do you know what happens when you look up?
You see the sky or whatever you're looking up at?
No, in Wraith you see Oblivion.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Yes, I know you do. I'm just saying, I was asking if you knew that. Okay, so I'm trying to remember the difficulty of the willpower roll because it's hilarious. I believe it's difficulty 8 or 9.
Well,
Either one, as that thing's man was not meant to know.
I still got a 10 in there.
Okay, congratulations. You only get 1 permanent derangement. That is how bad this is. Because, Kim, are you hanging your head in shame?
Mm-hmm.
You're really not, are you? Okay. Actually, yeah, you know what? That's fair. I can just roll on the things man was not meant to know chair. Is that still a willpower roll, Adam?
It's a willpower roll. Typically for mortals, it's like 8 or 9, but for mages, it's 6 to 7. But depending on what it is, you can adjust the difficulty as you like.
Okay, Ian, I'm not going to give you a permanent derangement. However, you literally see the end of existence, the metaphysical cutoff point of all reality. That thing that you dream of when you dream you are falling into the blackness is right above you. And as you look into it, you feel like you're falling into it. React accordingly. It is terrifying. You're not going insane because
Yeah, he runs.
succeeded. Okay.
Oh. I was not expecting him to run. She'll just kind of call out after him. Perhaps you should come back before you get lost in the necropolis.
Can he hear her is the question. And does he care?
That's entirely up to you if you care.
Willpower roll to see if he can snap out of it?
Yes. That seems fair. Difficulty 7.
He has a 7 and a 9.
You are able to
And a 1.
barely wrestle control back of yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what you do. Okay, so you are standing in the necropolis. What do you people want to do?
Everything all right, Mr. Carlyle?
He just twitches.
She's gonna go visit some of the shops. This will get some shopping done here.
Okay,
Bellic
Kim.
will,
Oh, sorry, continue, Mitchell.
Bellic will follow for lack of anything better to do.
Ah, what was it? Oh, look, honored customer. It's so nice to see you. Can I offer you this? I assure you it's of the highest quality, made this afternoon. Absolutely absolutely risk-free of rust. It's made of genuine soul steel, it is. Oh, it's beautiful, he'll say, holding out a dagger.
Oh. That is quite beautiful. But therein lies the question. Exactly how much is it?
Well, what do you have to trade, little miss?
Good fucking question. Hey, Evan. Given all of her dealings in here, would she have anything? Any of the coins?
You probably don't have the coins, however, they do trade other things.
I wonder if I could trade memories. Huh.
You can.
How about a memory of a pleasant evening in a garden where the cherry blossoms are softly falling?
I could see the value of this. Yes, cherry blossoms. There's always value to cherry blossoms. Very well, you have an agreement.
But first I would like to examine the blade closer, if you do not mind.
Of course.
Why, thank you. I feel like I shouldn't throw up Matter Sight now, just to see what's up.
You may do so if you wish.
Can't remember, would that actually do anything for something in the Shadowlands?
Probably not. It's made of wraiths.
Beautiful. Well, I have Spirit Sight up, so Spirit Sight and Prime, does that tell me anything?
Yes, it's made of wraiths.
Gorgeous.
Does that
Well,
tell me
actually,
anything? Yes, it's made of people.
Agree.
She'll actually kind of show it to Bellic and say, do you believe I should get this?
I do not believe it is unpretty. But with Wraith Lore 1, what is the likelihood that I know that it's made of people?
Hey, Bellic, that's made of people.
But it's probably not best idea.
Well, why not?
Because conditions here tend to make sweatshops look tame. Bellic is not fan of production methods.
I see. I see.
This is not judgment, it's simply statement of opinion.
Oh, of course. I understand that completely. She'll then look back to the men and say, I'll take it.
As you say, pleasure doing business with you. He'll pick up the dagger and he'll hand it to you, and then you feel your mind as you feel that memory literally being cut out of your brain, and it's not a pleasant feeling.
Unfortunately, she's probably done this enough. Oh my god. She'll kind of squirm slightly as it happens. Because I'm pretty sure you can just never get over the feeling of having your memories cut from your mind.
Probably not.
Ask your brother; he's an expert at it.
Yeah, but he said not to bother him.
Well, no, as in he's an expert at ripping memories out of people's minds.
Yeah, but he said not to bother him.
That's fair.
Would my two guests like anything from the shop? Or from any other shops around here?
I am fine, thank you. Perhaps we will go shopping next time, yes? And I will window shop this time.
Of course. Then please let us continue browsing and see what you find that would perhaps catch your fancy for next time. Or, I believe... what do they call it? Christmas is coming up now.
It is. Interesting holiday.
Indeed. And while the roots of it are very plainly stated, I believe the main thing that everyone remembers is that gifts are to be given.
Well, in that case, let us shop.
Indeed.
I would just like to point out as Evan's temperature is kind of doing a spike at the moment. If we can call the scene short at this point.
That's fine.
Cool. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. It's been another scene in Hong Kong, or in darkness in Dublin. My apologies. Have a pleasant evening.